Toto Wolff believes Mercedes were almost guaranteed of a legal win against the FIA had it upheld its appeal and it went to a regular court rather than the International Court of Appeal. Mercedes reluctantly announced it would be withdrawing its appeal against the FIA's decision to reject its protest over the race result of the title-deciding Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Mercedes has since promised to hold the FIA accountable moving forward, while not taking the matter further legally. Wolff admitted that it was tremendously hard to drop the appeal. We believe we had a very strong case, and if you look at it from a legal side, if it would have been judged in a regular court, it is almost guaranteed we would have won. But the problem with the ICA is the way it is structured. The FIA can't really mark their own homework, and there is a difference between being right and obtaining justice, so there is a lesson to be learned. Wolff revealed that Hamilton was involved in the decision-making when deciding to initially protest and when withdrawing the appeal. Every step of the way, it was joint decisions. We decided together with Lewis to protest, to launch the appeal, and to withdraw the appeal. As you can imagine, not only for him but also for us as a team, it was terrible to be confronted with a decision that decided the outcome of the World Championship. We deeply believe that in Formula One, the pinnacle of motor racing, one of the most important sports in the world, justice is being done. My soul and my heart cries with every bone that this should have been judged in the right way, and the legal situation would have given us right. But as I said before, the difference between being right and gaining justice, there is a difference between being right and obtaining justice. Now that we know there will be no more appeals, the conversation now moves on to what happens next for Mercedes and Hamilton. According to Toto Wolff, Lewis Hamilton is disillusioned and will never get over the events of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. He said he could not guarantee if Hamilton would continue to race in F1. As a racer, his heart will say, I need to continue, because he's at the peak of his game. But we have to overcome the pain that was caused upon him. I am in daily dialogue with him, but there is not a lot to talk about at the moment. Each of us copes, in their own way, with the feelings we have at the moment. I just need to do the utmost I can to help him overcome the feelings that he has, in order for him to return strong with a love of the sport and a trust in the decision-making of the sport next year. And we wish very much that this would be the case. Meanwhile, Wolff insists that he has nothing against Verstappen or Red Bull. This situation is nothing to do with Max. He is a worthy champion, his driving is exceptional, and Red Bull are a fierce competitor, and I have the greatest respect for the people working there. This has nothing to do with them. With speculation over Hamilton's future in the sport, Wolff suggests that there needs to be changes in the sport as a whole to keep everybody happy. We cannot continue in a sport that is meant to be sport followed by entertainment and not the other way around. The consistency of the rules is important, and no decision should happen contrary to the rules just to spice up the action. There need to be clear measures in place before the start of the season, so every driver and team and the fans understand what is on and not on. Eddie Jordan believes that Lewis Hamilton will be back fighting again, harder and better than ever before, despite rumours of a potential retirement from Formula One. Of course he's disillusioned, but he will reflect on it, and he will see that it was a set of circumstances. He was hideously unlucky about the way that the crash happened with Latifi, but the way the race director ran it, in hindsight, there was very little option. He had to do what he had to do. He'll want to go out with all guns blazing, and in my opinion, this gives him a stronger action to fight next year for the championship, which I really do believe he can win. And Nico Rosberg agreed with Jordan that he didn't believe Hamilton would retire. He hopes to see Hamilton and Verstappen rivalry renewed next season. I do hope that Lewis and Max will go at it again next year. Of course, I'm not the guy to be saying that, because I also disappeared into the distance after I won a title, so it really wouldn't be fair to say that. It was just so amazing, those two guys. Lewis used to be, or is, the best wheel-to-wheel racer, and here comes Verstappen, who is really taking it to him in wheel-to-wheel racing, and sometimes even being better. It's incredible to see their skill and to watch them go at it. They're like on their own planet. They are well beyond everybody else, so I do hope we see it again next year. Not only did Hamilton lose the championship on the final lap of the final race, but he may also face a fine for refusing to attend the end-of-season awards ceremony. New FIA President Mohammed bin Sulayem has refused to rule out punishing Lewis Hamilton for boycotting its awards ceremony. Neither Hamilton nor Wolff attended, and Formula One rules dictate that the top 3 drivers in the championship must attend. Ben Sulayem said, "If there is a breach, there is no forgiveness in this." When asked to clarify whether he was saying Hamilton would be penalised for not attending the gala, he said, "Forgiveness is always there, but rules are rules." I know Lewis is really sad about what happened. I would say he is broken. But we have to look into if there is any breach. After a few hours, now as president, I cannot give answers without going back to the facts. But Ben Sulayem is hopeful that the controversy in Abu Dhabi is not the last time we see Hamilton race in Formula One. Someone will always get upset. I spoke to Toto. I listened to him. When I listened, he started cooling down. We will look into the rules and make sure any situation like this that occurs in the future will have an instant solution to it. There are so many areas we can improve. He said he believed that Hamilton, Mercedes and the FIA will be able to start afresh in 2022. It is a responsibility of me that we forget the past but look into it with improvement. We have to be proactive. We have to improve in every aspect. As a driver, I would be so upset for a while, but time is a fact that will cool.